Introduction to the Schengen Area. The Schengen Area is one of the most ambitious and influential achievements in European integration. It represents a vast zone where internal borders between member states have been abolished, allowing the free and unrestricted movement of people. With over 420 million inhabitants and covering most of continental Europe, Schengen is the world's largest free travel zone. Named after the village of Schengen in Luxembourg, where the original agreement was signed in 1985, this project has grown to encompass nearly all European Union (EU) member states, as well as a few non-EU countries. The idea is simple yet powerful. Once you enter one Schengen state, you can move freely across the others without passport checks at internal borders. At its core, the Schengen Area is built on the four freedoms that underpin European integration: free movement of people, free movement of goods, free movement of services, free movement of capital. But Schengen is not merely a technical arrangement about border controls. It carries profound implications for economics, culture, politics, diplomacy, and even identity. For many Europeans, it is the most tangible benefit of EU membership. For travelers and businesses worldwide, it represents efficiency, opportunity, and openness. History and development of the Schengen Agreement. The roots of Schengen lie in the aftermath of World War II, when European countries sought mechanisms of cooperation to prevent further conflict. Economic integration became the first step, with the European Economic Community (EEC) formed in 1957 under the Treaty of Rome. But free trade was only one part of the vision, freedom of movement was another. 1985 birth of Schengen. 5 countries, Belgium, France, Germany, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, signed the original Schengen Agreement on June 14, 1985. They agreed to gradually eliminate border controls between them. 1990 Schengen Convention. A follow-up treaty, the Schengen Convention, provided detailed rules on implementation, including visa policies, police cooperation, and asylum rules. 1995 implementation. On March 26, 1995, the Schengen rules were officially applied. Internal border checks disappeared among the initial members, and travelers could move freely. 1999 EU integration. Through the Treaty of Amsterdam, Schengen was incorporated into the legal framework of the European Union, though with opt-outs for some states, like the UK and Ireland. 2000s expansion eastwards. After the fall of communism, many Central and Eastern European countries joined both the EU and Schengen, creating a vast borderless zone across Europe. 2020's challenges. Events such as the refugee crisis, terrorism, and the COVID-19 pandemic tested Schengen's resilience. Temporary border controls returned in some areas, but the core principle of open travel endured. Today, the Schengen Area stands as a unique example of international cooperation, where sovereignty over borders has been pooled for the greater good. List of Schengen countries and profiles. As of 2025, 27 countries are full members of the Schengen Area. They can be grouped regionally. Western Europe. The founders. France. A central actor, France combines tourism, trade, and political influence. Paris is Europe's most visited city, benefiting from visa-free flows. Germany. Europe's largest economy. The Schengen system underpins Germany's export model by ensuring smooth cross-border logistics and labor mobility. Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands. These Benelux states were pioneers. Their geographic position at Europe's crossroads made open borders vital. Southern Europe tourism powerhouses. Spain and Portugal. On Europe's Iberian Peninsula, both rely heavily on Schengen tourism, particularly from northern Europeans escaping to sunny coastlines. Italy, a cultural and historical hub. Schengen simplifies access to Rome, Venice, and Florence. Greece and Malta, southern entry points into Europe, strategically important for migration and tourism. Central Europe post-communist integration. Austria shares borders with 8 countries, making Schengen critical for trade. Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary. Joining Schengen cemented their integration with Western Europe, boosting trade and labor mobility. Slovenia and Croatia, small but strategically located, they connect the Balkans to the Schengen zone. Northern Europe Nordic model. Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Schengen complements the Nordic Passport Union, which had allowed open travel even before Schengen. Norway and Iceland, not EU members but part of Schengen through special agreements. Alpine and microstates. Switzerland and Liechtenstein, wealthy non-EU countries that join Schengen to align with European neighbors. Their inclusion highlights Schengen's flexibility beyond the EU framework. How the Schengen visa works. The Schengen visa is one of the most powerful visas in the world. It allows short stays of up to 90 days within a 180-day period across all 27 Schengen countries. Types of visas. 1. Uniform Schengen visa (USV) covers all Schengen states. 2. Limited Territorial Validity Visa (LTV), restricted to specified states. 3. National visas, for longer stays, study, work, family reunification in a single country, but may allow transit through others. For non-Europeans, the biggest advantage is that one visa equals 27 countries. This fuels Europe's attractiveness as a global travel destination. Benefits of the Schengen Area. Economic benefits. Trade growth. Removal of border checks cuts transport costs, boosts just-in-time supply chains, and speeds up cross-border commerce. Labor mobility. Workers can commute or migrate more easily, filling skill shortages and reducing unemployment. Business expansion. Companies operate seamlessly across borders, treating Europe as one large market. Tourism revenues. Schengen is a magnet for tourists, generating billions annually. Social and cultural benefits. Cross-border families, easier visits and reunions. Student exchange. Erasmus Plus and other programs thrive because mobility is simplified. Cultural exchange. Festivals, conferences, and art exhibitions attract multinational crowds. Political and diplomatic benefits. Symbol of unity. Schengen embodies European integration. Security cooperation. Shared databases like SIS, Schengen Information System, strengthen law enforcement. Global influence. A united Schengen boosts Europe's bargaining power internationally. Tourism and travel benefits. Convenience. One visa, multiple destinations. Cost savings. Fewer fees and paperwork. Growth of multi-country packages. Visitors can experience Paris, Rome, and Berlin on a single trip. Case studies of Schengen's impact. Case study 1. Tourism in Spain. Spain welcomed over 80 million tourists annually pre-COVID. The Schengen visa system allows travelers to include Spain in multi-country tours, boosting hotel, restaurant, and airline industries. Case study 2. Cross-border workers in Luxembourg. Every day, nearly 200,000 commuters cross from France, Belgium, and Germany into Luxembourg for work. Schengen makes this frictionless, sustaining Luxembourg's economy. Case study 3. Poland's growth. Since joining Schengen in 2007, Poland has become a logistics hub. German manufacturers rely on Polish suppliers, enabled by seamless transport. Challenges and criticisms. Migration pressure. The 2015 refugee crisis strained Schengen, with some states reinstating border checks. Security risks. Open borders can be misused by criminals or terrorists. Pandemic shock. COVID-19 forced temporary closures, showing vulnerabilities. Unequal participation. Some EU members, e.g., Ireland, Cyprus, remain outside. The future of Schengen. Expansion. Romania and Bulgaria are expected to join fully, with others like Croatia already inside. Digital Schengen visa. Plan rollout will simplify applications online. Smart borders, biometric systems and AI-driven controls at external borders. Resilience reforms. Stronger coordination to handle crises without dismantling free travel. Conclusion. The Schengen Area is not just about borderless travel, it is about integration, cooperation, and opportunity. It fuels Europe's economy, enriches its culture, strengthens its unity, and showcases how countries can share sovereignty for mutual gain. Despite crises, Schengen has proven resilient. Its benefits, economic efficiency, cultural exchange, and global mobility far outweigh its challenges. For millions of Europeans and visitors worldwide, Schengen represents freedom, openness, and possibility. As the world grows more interconnected, the Schengen Area will remain a cornerstone of European identity and a model of international cooperation.